Everyone. So we'll do question, sub question number 1 from question 5 from the exercise 18B. Right. So here we have to draw a frequency polygon for the given data. First using histogram, right, which is easy, and then without using histogram. So the only difference will be you can make same table, you can use a class marks for this, and you don't have to use class mark for histogram. That's the only difference. So you can make one table, but you have to draw two separate pictorials असं म्हणायचं. So you have to draw both of them separately. So let's start doing this. So first of all, let's prepare the table. So for whenever you prepare the table, make sure it is vertical, okay, and not horizontal like this. So what do you need? What column do you need here? When you prepare the table vertically, what column do you need? You will need class mark. Class mark म्हणजे midpoint, mid value. Why mid value? Because when you do without histogram, you are going to need that. For histogram, you don't need. And remember, these classes are continuous, 10 to 30, 30 to 50. So you don't have to use that adjustment factor also. You can directly do it, right? So let's prepare the table quickly, and then we can draw the required histogram. So let's do the table first. So this is the table. What will be the first column? CI, class interval or classes, CI. Then what will be the second table? Second column, sorry. Class mark. Very good. Class mark. And what will be the third one? Frequency, correct. So this is class intervals, right? This is what? Class mark. Mid value. Class mark is nothing but mid value. And this will be frequency. Okay, one more thing, whenever you draw frequency polygons, here we are going to make same table for both, for histogram and frequency polygon. You need to have a class before the given class, and you have to have one more extra class after the last class, right? So we have to make sure that we do that first. So let's keep one एक line जी है ना ती मोकळी सोडा तुमच्या ह्याच्यामध्ये, एक line blank soda. So can you tell me what are the classes? 10 to 30. Fortunately, they are continuous. So you don't have to worry. 30 to 50, 50 to 70, 70 to 90, up to 150. So 90 to 110, 110 to 130. I will have to extend this slightly. Okay, and 130 to 150. So what will be the class mark for this? Class mark is addition of the two limits divided by 2. What is that? 20. So the class mark is 20. And what is class width? We always need to find class width or class size. What is the class width or class size? 30 minus 10, which is also 20. Is that correct? Right? So since the class width is 20, what will be the class before 10 to 30? Minus 10 to plus 10. Yes, minus 10 to plus 10. Okay. दिस इज मायनस नॉट दिस वन. ही हायफन आहे, हायफन म्हणतात त्याला. ओके ठीक आहे. एनिवेज क्लास मार्क याला काय असणार आहे, यू जस्ट हॅव टू सबट्रॅक्ट द क्लास विड्थ 0. हिअर इट विल बी 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. What will be the frequency? Frequency will remain unaltered since there is no data for the for this class. You'll call this as 0 and this one 0. So what is the frequency? 4. Sangal mala 4 7 5 9
5 6
5
6
6 4.
130 already, the 170.
Oh, sorry, me tala 0 kare. Yeah. Sorry. 130 to 150 is already there. Sorry. 150 to 170 should be there. This frequency should be 0, right? And its class mark will be 160. Okay, what is the last frequency? I think 4. Yes. Okay, so this is how you will prepare the table which will be used for both. That means for drawing the histogram with and without of a frequency polygon, also with and without. Okay, so what else do we need now? Do we need anything? No. So can you draw a histogram now? Drawing histogram is very simple. See, for histogram you don't need this and this class. हे दोन पहिले आणि शेवटचा क्लासची गरज नाहीये हिस्टोग्रामला, लक्षात घ्या. These are only necessary for frequency polygon. So for drawing histogram, the first class you need is 10 to 30. Does it start with 0? No. So do you use kink mark? Yes. So you have to use kink mark there. So let's draw the histogram. Okay. Y-axis, x-axis. What is plotted on x-axis? CI, class interval. What is plotted on y-axis? Frequency. This is 0. We have a kink mark. We should be, you should accommodate between that 1 centimeter. त्याच्यातच मावा, जास्त त्याला स्पेस वापरू नका. Okay, then we'll start with 10, 30, 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 150, and finally 170. So initially we are going to draw only the using histogram we are going to draw frequency polygon. So there is a problem now. Can you tell me what the problem is? Thama jara draw karu naka. Can you tell me what the problem is? Sorry? See, we are drawing frequency polygon using histogram. If you are drawing only histogram, you don't need the previous class. That is what is this one, and this one. You don't need this. But we are drawing frequency polygon using histogram. So now, obviously, you will need these two, right? Now my question is, how will you show it here? Sorry? Yes, x dash ला extend करावं लागेल. काल I think एक केला होता आपण क्वेश्चन तसा परवा काहीतरी. Anyways, okay, extend करायला लागेल तुम्हाला. All right, no problem. So इथे थोडंसं काय होणार आहे, मी हे थोडंसं शिफ्ट करतो, because see here this will be 5 mm ना total. समजते ना मी काय म्हणलं? See, this is 0, then 10. This will be minus 10, right? This is what you have to do. Are you going to use kink mark now? बघा गंमत, जर फक्त हिस्टोग्राम ड्रॉ करायचा होता तर तुम्हाला काढायला लागणार होतं किंक मार्क. बट वी आर ड्रॉइंग फ्रिक्वेन्सी पॉलिगॉन युजिंग हिस्टोग्राम. So we have to do something like that. So this should be 0 always. Anyways, draw the histogram. काढा histogram. काय आहे? What is the frequency first? 4. म्हणजे 10 to 30 is 4. Oh, what is the highest frequency? 9, na? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. 10 to 34. Then 30 to 50. 30 to 57. Next, 50 to 75. 50 to 75. Then 70 to 99. This is the highest. Then 90 to 100, 105. 90 to 110. Sorry, how much is it? 5. 5 दोनदा आलं ना? Yes. Then 6. And then 4. Okay, great. So this is how we draw the histogram. Now we have to draw the frequency polygons. For frequency polygon, you need the midpoints of these widths, so to speak. So what is the midpoint here? 20. Here 40. Here 60. 80. Just mark it. Because you already have the y coordinate, you just point the x coordinate, mark the x coordinate. Here 100. Oh, Karuyana. And then the previous class should be 0. Minus 10 to 10 is 0, right? Class mark is 0. And the last class 150 to 70 is 160. Now you take pencil and scale and join them with straight lines. So you join them with straight lines. Zala. This is our frequency polygon. Polygon is a closed figure, na? That's why we need to plot this frequency. And since the x-axis is already covered, we don't need that, right? So this is frequency polygon. And this is histogram. This is histogram. Okay, now so this is first part. Using histogram, we have plotted the frequency polygon. How can you plot frequency polygon without using histogram? Yes. So basically, you have the table ready with you. The class marks will act like the x coordinates, right? And the frequency will act like the y coordinate. So these are the points 0, 0, 20, 4, etc. So do it. Obviously, you are going to get the same one, but you have to do it separately again. So basically, in the second case, you will not have the histogram. पण तुम्हाला ते प्लॉट करायला ते प्लॉट करताना तुम्ही आठवते का आपण असे डॉटेड लाईन्स दाखवले होते राईट तसं हे दाखवा अँड रिमेंबर टू शो द कोऑर्डिनेट्स ऑल्सो राईट कोऑर्डिनेट्स पण विसरू नका व्हॉट आर द कोऑर्डिनेट्स 24 47 65 89 then 105 then 126 and final here 144 and this is 0 160 0. That's all. Don't forget the Coordinates. Simple. Yes.
Sir,
Yes, actually, yes. So mean is nothing but average. So what is average? Average is sum of all observations, correct? For example, if somebody asks you how much marks did you score, right? Or how much percentage did you get? So what do you tell? You tell different percentages or different marks? No. You tell only one figure. Let's say what 95%, right? So what is 95%? पढ़तील ना का नाही पडणार हा what is 95%? Yes, it is average of basically how many subjects you have? 10, 11, 10, 10. So it is average of 10 subjects. So have you got 95 marks in all the subjects? No. Maybe you have got 98 in some subject, maybe 92 in another, maybe 88 in someone else, maybe 97, right? So basically what do? You add all the marks of all the subjects you have, and then you divide by the total number of subjects. So sum of all observations are marks here, for example. So you divide by total number of observations. So what is average? Sum of all observations divided by total number of observations. Clear है नक्की समझ लें? This is average. Sometimes it is called as arithmetic. Arithmetic mean. Mean म्हणजेच तेच average. All right. Anyways, what is median? What do you mean by median? Is it the median which we studied in geometry? Geometry मधलं median काय होतं? Line joining the vertex and midpoint of the opposite side. That is median. Is that similar? Actually, yes. कसं सांगतो? So let's say you have a line. Let's say this is a range. आठवते range of the data, minimum, maximum, right? If you arrange the given data in ascending or descending order, usually ascending order, then the midpoint or the data which is at the middle of the range is called the median. It's not a line, but it's a data. It's an observation. So sometimes median is actual data point, and sometimes it is not. I mean, we'll see examples, then you will understand what I'm saying. And secondly, there are two formulae for finding the median. One is when there are even number of observations, and one is when there are odd number of observations. So we will see that afterwards. But this chapter is again very, very easy. But the thing is, I think 7th standard मध्ये हा थोडासा होता पण घेतला नाही असं काहीतरी झालं. Anyways, not a problem. But this time you are going to have this chapter for sure, apart from trigonometry. तर आता एक काम करा, mean for ungrouped data हा formula लिहून घ्या. This one. So what do you mean by this sigma? I goes from 1 to n xi upon n. What do you mean by this? हा जो symbol आहे हा sigma आहे. This is capital sigma. Why? Because small sigma looks like this. Small sigma is like this. This is capital sigma. Capital sigma is used for summation. Summation म्हणजे काय? Addition. Okay, addition. So here xi is the observation. I is the subscript. What do you mean by subscript? I goes from 1 to n. म्हणजे काय? जेव्हा I1 असेल तेव्हा काय असणार आहे? x1. Summation म्हणजे प्लस. मग I काय होणार आता? 2 होणार. इन्क्रिमेंट होणार. त्याला इन्क्रिमेंट म्हणायचं. इन्क्रिमेंटेशन. Incremental values. So what is the next one? x2. What is the next one? x3. असं करत करत up to xn. Xn is a finite value. It is not infinite. You can't add infinite values. No. It should be some finite value and divided by total number of observations. हे लिहिण्याची पद्धत आहे. त्यामुळे बघताना असं वाटतं की अरे हे खूप काहीतरी अवघड आहे, डेंजरस आहे वगैरे. अजिबात डेंजरस नाहीये, सोपं आहे. ठीक आहे, समजलंय? So please note this down. Mean of ungrouped data. Just note this formula and then we will see some examples. it has many names: mean, arithmetic mean, average, all have the same meaning. To find the mean of any set of observations, divide their sum by the total number of observations. So we'll go through all the solved examples. They are mostly easy. There are a few questions which require some calculations. Otherwise, they're very easy. The heights of 6 boys. So how many total number? 6. Any 6. Simple. These are observations: x1, x2, x3, x4, x5. And see, remember, you don't have to write the formula again and again. That you can directly write this formula, not a problem. And mostly the mean of the variable x, here the variable is x, right, is denoted by x bar. Mean कशाने denote करतात? X bar ने denote करतात. ठीक है? So mean height is equal to sum of heights of all the boys divided by number of boys. So you just add them, make sure they have the same unit. And one more thing, when you do the calculations, you have to have a unit for the mean. Why is that? Mean la pan unit hai. Mean is not a number. Mean is, right, it may not be one of the observations. Is 155 one of the observations? No. But mean is nothing but height here. Mean height. Average height किती आहे मुलांची? तर 155 centimeter आहे, right? And that is why the mean is 155 centimeter. If you forget the unit, you lose the mark. एक mark जाणार. So always remember, whatever may be the unit of the given data, the same unit is to be used for the mean. So rupees असेल तर rupees, centimeter, centimeter, whatever, second असेल second, whatever it may be. Clear आहे नक्की? Alternative method, it doesn't make any sense here, but it's almost the same thing. First you do the summation, you get 930, any 6, then you use the formula, you use basically you use the formula and you substitute, you get the same answer. Okay, कसंही करा, असं नॉर्मल मेथड न केलं तरी चालेल किंवा हा फॉर्म्युला वापरला तरी चालणार आहे. All right. Find the mean of all prime numbers between 20 and 50. One thing, when I say between and, then you cannot use tasai 20 and 50 prime number nahi hai, but I say, let's say 19 to 53. Are you 19 between 19 and 53? मी सांगून झालेले बरेच वेळेला, परत एकदा रिपीट करतोय. When I say between 19 and 53, will you count 19 and 53? No. When it is between and, you cannot count them. Whether they're applicable or not, that is a secondary part, but don't include them. But when I say from 19 to 53, then of course you are going to count them, right? 53 is also a prime number, isn't it? So that is the thing. You remember, हे विसरू नका, हे 7th standard मध्ये झालेलं आहे आणि हे सारखं येतं, प्रोबॅबिलिटी मध्ये पण येतं. Don't forget this. This is a very minor thing, but it will cost you the problem. 2 मार्क 3 मार्क जातात चुकलं तर. Anyways, so how many prime numbers are there? 23, 29 directly, 31, 37, 41, 43, 47, बस 50 तेवढेच आहेत, बाकी नाही आहेत. ठीक आहे. So how many are there? 1 2 3 4 अरे 5 6 7, right? Add them. How much do you get? 251 divided by 7. You have to write the answer in mixed fraction. Okay, don't try to find the answer in decimal fraction. Always use mixed fraction. समझ जमेल? Okay. Now let's see some properties of mean. These are important properties on which MCQs can be asked. Simply you don't have to calculate anything. These properties help you to reduce your calculations and you can arrive at the answer very easily. So property 1, if x bar is the mean of n number of observations, correct, x1 to xn, then the sum of deviations of x bar. What do you mean by deviations? What do you mean by deviation? नाही डेव्हिएशनचा अर्थ काय? आपण म्हणून अरे थोडं डेव्हिएट होतंय हे. व्हॉट डू यू मीन बाय डेव्हिएट? चेंजिंग युज्युअल कोर्स. व्हेरी गुड. ऍक्शन म्हणजे समजा असं सरळ चाललंय कोणतरी आणि एकदम असं वळला नाही का, लाईट रे, आपण रिफ्रॅक्शन नाही बघितलं नाही, आपण रिफ्लेक्शन बघितलं होतं. एनिवेज, so when light ray passes from one medium to another medium, change of medium, it deviates. So what do you mean by deviation? Change of course of the normal path. Okay, सरळ चाले एकदम वळला तो, that is deviation. So what do you mean by deviation? So let's say you have x bar as the mean, and then you have the individual observations x1, x2, x3, x4, for example, up to xn. What is deviation then? Deviation is the difference between these. So what is deviation? x1 minus x bar, x2 minus x bar, x3 minus x bar. समजतंय? याला म्हणायचं डेव्हिएशन. समजतंय का? डेव्हिएशन म्हणजे या केस मध्ये डिफरन्स, म्हणजे मीन पासून इंडिव्हिज्युअल ऑब्झर्वेशन्स किती वेगळी आहेत, किती लांब आहेत किंवा किती जवळ आहेत हे तुम्हाला कळतं. आर यू गेटिंग दिस कन्सेप्ट? ह्याला म्हणायचं डेव्हिएशन्स ऑफ एक्स बार फ्रॉम द इंडिव्हिज्युअल ऑब्झर्वेशन्स x1 टू xn इज 0. म्हणजे काय केलं, समजा जेवढे पॉइंट्स आहेत, म्हणजे लेट्स से वी विल टेक ओनली अप टू x4 फॉर एक्झाम्पल, राईट? सो व्हॉट आर द डेव्हिएशन्स? x1 मायनस x बार, त्याचं ऍडिशन करायचंय, प्लस x2 minus x bar plus x3 minus x bar, and finally plus x4 minus x bar. Well, how do you denote this? You will denote this by sigma xi minus x bar, right? Xi, na? What is xi? x1, x2, x3, x4. X bar is same, x bar is the mean. What is that? 0. This is first property. म्हणजे काय? The sum of deviations of x bar from the individual observations is always 0. हे करून बघा तुम्ही. एक एक्झाम्पल आहे, you take any data in the world, you will observe that this is true. So it's like a theorem, we can say. So find the mean x bar of first 5 even natural numbers. How many even natural numbers? 5. So n is 5, 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10. How much is it? 30. N is 5. What is the mean x bar? X सिग्मा x अपॉन n, 30 अपॉन 5, 6. मग मी मीन किती आला? 6 आला. आता तुम्ही टेबल करायचं. सो x म्हणजे इंडिव्हिज्युअल ऑब्झर्वेशन्स 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, अँड दिस इज द डेव्हिएशन कॉलम फॉर डेव्हिएशन. बऱ्याच वेळेला काय होतं, मुलं x मायनस x1 घेतात. दॅट्स ऑल्सो ओके, बट टेक्निकली स्पीकिंग इट इज द इंडिव्हिज्युअल व्हॅल्यू मायनस द मीन. मीन नंतर येतं, नॉट मीन मायनस द इंडिव्हिज्युअल व्हॅल्यू, राईट? जस्ट रिमेंबर दॅट. So individual value minus x bar. So you calculate that 2 minus 6 is minus 4 and so on. And if you add this, you will get 0. समजतंय नक्की? 100%. It is very simple, but obviously ही प्रॉपर्टी खूप इम्पॉर्टंट आहे. सोपी जरी असली तरी महत्वाची. मग एक हेडिंग द्या आता, प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ मीन, अँड प्लीज राईट डाऊन दिस प्रॉपर्टी. ही प्रॉपर्टी जे बॉक्स मध्ये दिले ते लिहून घ्या, व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट. लेट्स सी वन मोर एक्झाम्पल. फाइंड द सम ऑफ डेव्हिएशन्स ऑफ द डेटा 4, 5, 7, 9 and 15 from their mean. So obviously you will find the mean. You can prepare a table like this. That is also okay. So if you prepare a table like this, you will see something like this, right? So what is x? 4, 5, 7, 9, 15. What is the mean? We have to obviously find the mean first, which is 8, right? So you will get 4 minus 8 minus 4, 5 minus 8 minus 3, 7 minus 8 minus 1, 9 minus 8 1, and 15 minus 8 is 7. So if you add this sigma xi minus x bar, you will find that it is nothing but 0. बरोबर आहे? -3 plus -3 minus 4 is -7. plus 1 minus 7 cancel, minus 7 plus 1 0. Correct? Done. All right. So let's see property number 2. 2, 3, 4, 5. They are related. You don't have to write it. Actually, I'll just explain and we will use it. Property number 2, if x bar is the mean of n number of observations, again from x1 to xn, then the mean of observations x1 to x1 plus a, x2 plus a, x3 plus a, up to xn plus a is x bar plus a. What is the meaning of this? The meaning is very simple. So if you have certain data and if you add a constant, a non-zero constant, right? Some number, basically non-zero number to each observation, same number to each observation, then the resulting mean will be also added by the same number. म्हणजे x1 to xn हा ओरिजिनल डेटा होता ना, समजलं ना, याचं मीन होतं x बार. आता डेटा काय झाला, x1 plus a, x2 plus a, x3 plus a, right? We have added a, which is a non-zero constant to all the each and every observation. असं एकाला नाही, सगळ्याला. करेक्ट? समजतंय मी काय बोलतोय ते? Then what do you get? You get the new mean as x bar plus a. समजतंय मी काय म्हणतोय ते? That's all. Simple. तसंच property 3 आहे. Instead of adding, can we subtract a non-zero number? Of course, why not? So if each observation under consideration is decreased by quantity A, then their mean is also decreased by the same quantity A. Very, very simple. Okay.